Hey guys, I'm Jack and you're watching Thomas and Jack Do Movies. In this week's video, I'm going to be reviewing the latest Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Now, it is not a live-action Spider-Man movie, as probably everyone who has heard of this movie knows. It's animated. And I just wanted to kind of recap all the Spider-Man movies that have come out. So, of course, there were a bunch of Spider-Man TV shows before the 2000s, and then some more during the 2000s. But those don't count because they're not movies, so I'm not counting them. But first we had the Sam Raimi trilogy, which was Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3. First Spider-Man was okay, second Spider-Man 2 was really good, Spider-Man 3 was not good. And then we got the Amazing Spider-Man, the two movies, and the first one I actually enjoyed, the second one was, I did not like it really at all. So then we got our first glimpse of Tom Holland's Spider-Man, arguably the best portrayed Spider-Man we've ever seen, even out of just the TV shows, out of everything, movies, TV shows. Tom Holland's Spider-Man actually looks like a teenager and looks like he should be in high school, and he doesn't look like he's 30 years old in a high school full of 30-year-olds, you know. So Tom Holland's Spider-Man was great. And then Homecoming, that movie was amazing. Arguably the best Spider-Man movie ever made. Probably really close with Spider-Man 2. I mean, some people think it's better than Homecoming. I think Homecoming is the best Spider-Man. That is until I saw this movie. Now I'm still debating about it in my head. But anyway, now making an animated Spider-Man into a movie, now that's a big deal. So could it be pulled off? So first I'm going to dive into the good things about this movie. So I think what really, really had it going off to a good start is, well, Phil Lord and Chris Miller. They've done some incredible animated movies. They did the Lego movie, they helped the Lego Batman movie, they helped with Lego Ninjago movie, they helped with Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 1 and 2. I mean, they have really good creative minds, as seen in the Lego movie, and that's like one of the most creative animated movies ever. And then also the screenplay by Phil Lord and Rodney Rothman. They've worked together on a few movies before. And then the directors, Peter Ramsey, Robert something, his last name is kind of weird, and then Rodney Rothman again. So 3 directors, great creative minds, and really no drama behind the movie. Like Solo, A Star Wars Story, had Phil Lord and Chris Miller in it before and they got fired and blah blah blah. Well, shows Disney, because Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, a Phil Lord, Chris Miller movie, got 97% on Rotten Tomatoes and Solo got 70%, but it was still pretty good. Anyway, so that really had it going good from the get-go. And like I said, there really wasn't much drama, and not having any drama for a movie is A, rare, and B, really good for the movie. Also, the cast. So the main cast consists of Shameik Moore, who plays Miles Morales. You have Jake Johnson, who plays Spider-Man from the separate dimension. Haley Steinfeld, who plays Spider-Woman or Spider-Gwen. And then Liev Schreiber, who plays he plays the Kingpin. And then you have the supporting cast, which consists of Mahershala Ali, which is the Prowler, or Miles Morales' uncle. Brian Tyree Henry, which is the dad. Nicolas Cage, who is Spider-Noir. He's really, really cool. Lily Tomlin, who is, I believe she is Aunt May. You have John Mulaney, and he's Spider Pig. And then you have Kimiko Glenn, who is the I forgot her name, the robot spider deal. So they all really help with this movie because they are all great voice actors in this movie. They do amazing work. They're just outstanding. Especially Shameik Moore, Jake Johnson, and Haley Steinfeld. And Liev Schreiber. They're just all great, you know. Especially as the main cast, you'd want them to be great, and they are great. I'd also like to mention that, Chris Pine plays another Spider-Man. I'm not going to tell you who, because he's in it just for a little bit. And then Oscar Isaac, guy who plays Poe Dameron in Star Wars. Yeah, he's in it, and he plays in the post-credit scene another Spider-Man. It's just hilarious. So next, the Stan Lee cameo. Oh my gosh. So I was sitting next to Thomas when we saw this movie. It was actually with my whole class, and he was right next to me. And when the Stan Lee cameo came around, I was actually laughing because it was a joke. It was a funny joke. But he was over there. He was like, I think I got a tear coming in my eye. But that's just because Stan Lee had just recently passed away. But his cameo, it's great. I guess I'll spoil it, but spoiler alert. Miles Morales just got bit by the spider. He goes into the shop to buy a Spider-Man suit, just a kid's Spider-Man suit. And it's Stan Lee as the cashier, and he says, "Oh, how do I know if this doesn't fit? Can I come back and return it?" And Stan Lee goes, "Oh, it always fits." And then the camera kind of pans out and it says, "No returns on any merchandise or anything." And he's just smiling there. He's like, so I laughed at that because it was funny. But before that, I'm not going to spoil it, but someone dies, and I'm not going to spoil who, and Stanley says, "I really liked him. He was my friend. Now what can I do for you?" And then it goes into the can I return it and everything. So that beginning part was real touching. It was a really, really good Stanley cameo. Then also after the mid-credits, they have a little tribute to Stan Lee. It's real nice. So next, the soundtrack slash music score, whatever you want to call it, it's really, 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 really good. I mean, it's used for comedic effects, action effects, get you hyped up, get you sad. It's just really, really good. And just the songs, where it's actual singing, not just instruments, I think they fit really well in this movie where they have them. It's just really great. Soundtrack is amazing. And the story. Now the trailer doesn't reveal a ton of the story. I mean, from the trailer you can figure out there's like a quantum splicing deal or whatever that merges dimensions together, and then Spider-Men pop out into this one universe. But it's more complicated than that, and they do it just spectacularly. I mean, Phil Lord, Chris Miller, Rodney Rothman, all those guys, they just have great creative minds. And they do this story amazing. It's really, really good. But what really, I'm saying really a lot, but something that spectacularly enhances the story is the stinking animation. The animation style is so different. It's so different and so creative, and just it's like as if a comic book just came to life, just like popped off the page, it went onto a TV, and then you're just watching the comic book, because it's got like the dots that they use, like ink dots that they use or whatever. I don't know what that's called in comics, but it's like dots that they use to draw stuff, and that's literally what everything's made of, is just dots. And then like if their head moves really fast, there will be like lines, streaks. You'll hear like whooshes, and when you hit someone real loud, the background, it just turns into like a big pow. Or like there's this one scene where he jumps off the building and he's just pretty much getting into his groove of becoming Spider-Man, and he's coming down, and it's like, I think it's from the backside, but then it just shows a bunch of different angles, or it's actually the same angle, but it's just zoomed in, and it's like far away, closer, 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 and it's so cool, especially with the music that's going on. It's just done so well. And then I kind of mentioned the Spider-Man in the post-credit scene, but the post-credit scene is hilarious. I didn't know what it was going to be about. I heard it was really good, and Thomas said we need to stay till the end because it's going to be really good. So we did, and it's hilarious. It is so funny. Yeah. So, and that's the one that's voiced by Oscar Isaac, and it's really funny. It's really funny. You'll just have to go see it if you go watch the movie. So all in all, yeah, everything, the screenplay, the directors, Phil Lord, Chris Miller, the main cast, supporting cast, Stanley cameo, soundtrack, story, animation, post-credit scene, it all just makes up for a great movie. So that's most of the good that I could think of right after seeing the movie. And since I went over the good, I think it's probably fair to go over the bad. I don't even know if I could call it bad, because it's really not bad. It's just kind of like, this could have been done a little better, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so first things off, rushed character growth at the end, I guess. I was really racking my brain for things I didn't like. And there's one point, it's like, oh man, it's really close to the end. It's like an hour and 20 minutes into the, I don't know, maybe like an hour and 10-15 minutes into the movie. And Miles Morales hasn't quite figured out his powers yet. You know, he knows what they are, he just can't control them. So there's this one scene where he gets a talk from Spider-Man, Jake Johnson's Spider-Man. And then his dad comes up, and it's actually easy to explain, I just don't want to spoil it. But anyway, his dad has a one-sided talk with him from one side of a door, and he's on the other. He's tied up by webs, because Spider-Man webbed him up because he didn't want him to go kill himself trying to save them. So, because he hasn't quite learned his powers yet. So after that, he gets kind of angry and motivated after his dad's talk, and he just uses his electrical powers and just breaks out of it, because he has electrical powers, invisibility powers, and then Spider-Man, typical wall-crawling powers. And then, like, after that, it takes him 5 minutes, and he can just control it on a dime. He goes and gets his suit from Aunt May, and it's actually a really awesome scene. I love this scene, but just the fact that he can now he can use his powers on command, just like that, after a few words from his dad and a pep talk from Spider-Man. But honestly, I thought it was really cool. How they did it was really cool. I could actually understand how that could really motivate him to do what he did and have that character growth. And then he does end up saving everyone. And I guess second thing that was bad is, I guess the robot Spider-Woman was probably my least favorite part. No particular reason, it was just kind of like, you got all these people in their Spider-Man suits and everything, and then you got this gigantic robot that's around. It's, I don't know, and she's really the only one who actually loses anything in the end. Like, her robot gets destroyed in the end, but she saves the spider inside of it. They have she has like a psychic connection with the spider inside of the big robot, and she saves the spider, but the suit gets blown up or destroyed. So it was supposed to be emotional and sad, but I was like, I never really cared about that character either. That was kind of what Thomas was like. He leans over and he's like, I didn't care for that character anyway. But yeah, so final thoughts, I guess. Is it good? Heck yes. I'd give it like that. It's hard to get 2 full thumbs up. I would probably give 2 thumbs up to like a movie like Infinity War. This is like that. It's super duper close. Now, should you go see this movie? If you want to go see an awesome animated movie, an awesome superhero movie, an awesome Spider-Man movie, an awesome movie that I already mentioned, an awesome Spider-Man movie. Yes, I did. I'm going to say it again. It is an awesome Spider-Man movie. It's got everything you could want in a Spider-Man movie. Multiple Spider-Mans. I mean, if you don't like the one Spider-Man, you got like 8 other Spider-Men to like. So, it works for everybody. And it's also really comics accurate, which is awesome. So, yeah, that was my review on Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I guess I'll give it a ranking. So Thomas gives it an 8.8 out of 10. I have a few friends. One gave it an 8 out of 10. One gave it a 9 out of 10. I'll give it a... oh man, I don't know. It's real. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. It is super awesome. Super duper awesome. Wow. Anyway, that was my review on Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I already said that, but whatever. Be sure to like this video. If you've seen the movie, tell me down in the comments what you thought. And if I got anything wrong, if I missed anything like that, give your opinion down in the comments and your ranking, rating, whatever you want to call it. Just number from 1 out of 10. Tell me what you thought down in the comments. Also subscribe to Thomas and Jack Do Movies if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, because subscribers are always fun. And you don't miss out on all the content that we release, which is, it's a little bit, it's a little bit. Usually about 2 or 3 videos a week. Also hit the bell icon so that you get notified of all those videos we release. And see you next time on Thomas and Jack Do Movies. Peace out.